bulls and bears, welcome. And I just wanted to show you guys that I've been analyzing USDJPY, and I've had my buy position for quite a while now. I think it's been a couple of days, and I just wanted to show you guys how I approached this market, how I took this trade, and how I analyzed this pair. So without wasting any time, let's just open a clean chart and let's do it. So here, the first thing I usually identify when looking at the market is I look at market direction. Where's the market really going? So here it's very clear to me that the market is moving to the upside, right? So it gave me a beautiful impulse plus correction and another impulse. So I will be identifying my highs and lows. I'm going to start with my correction at descending movement. So I'm gonna draw my first trend line. Well, I'm not really gonna call this a support line, but you can call it whatever you want to call it. So I call it, just another counter trend line because we're already within a trend, right? So we're in a descending trend on the daily charts. So we'll talk about that a bit later. So after drawing that, we can clearly now see that it has given us a beautiful descending structure followed by another beautiful impulse. So I'm just going to draw my support line. This is to show me where the market usually bounces off and never really breaks below structure. So that is my support line, and I'm going to go ahead and basically count my touches. So I already have 3 touches on the low, so that's my first touch, going in for my second touch, which I got from that correction. So that is my second touch on my support line, and I'm going in for my third touch on my support line. I feel like this really helps me in terms of seeing how the market really moves, in terms of how many times the market touches, a certain level. It gets to prove to you and confirms to you about certain things in the market, especially when you have to enter into a trade. So I already have 3 touches on my support line, which is one of the reasons as to why I entered into this trade, just one of them. And we're going to move on to our hourly charts. It looks a bit clear on the 1 hour chart, but what I've realized on the 1 hour chart is that it gave me a similar pattern. It gave me an ABC, which is my impulse correction plus impulse. So I'm basically at a double C here, right? So I got an ABC on my 4 hour chart, and I'm getting another ABC on my 1 hour chart, and that's where I took my trade, right? So I've identified my correction. You can see my impulse, you can see my other impulse, and that's basically how I took my trade. But I will be adding texts to show you guys as to where my impulses are, where my corrections are, and my reasons to enter into this market. When I zoom out, guys, you can see that we are within a structure. So I was analyzing the daily charts. That's how I take most of my swings. I feel like you should analyze from bigger time frames, then you can work your way to smaller time frames. So in the daily charts, we had an impulsive move to the upside followed by a descending structure, right? And so this is the descending structure that we are in right now. So we did break above it on the daily, but I'm just going to focus on what I'm doing at the moment. So I will be adding texts to show you guys my impulse, my correction, my supports, my breakouts, and my reasons as to why I took this trade in the first place. So I've added my impulse, which is my very first impulse. I pushed to the upside. It could also be an A. It could be an A, and my correction, that's my whole entire B. So my first impulse is my A, followed by my correction, which is my B, right? That's my B leg. And my second correction, which is a break above my correction, that's my C leg. I don't know how you guys approach the market. I don't know how you guys analyze. We probably do it in different ways, but this is basically how I look at the markets. So that's my other impulse, which is my C. So I have a clear ABC structure. And usually when you use your ABCs, the perfect time to enter into a trade, or not necessarily perfect, but the best time to get into a trade is basically at C leg. So C leg will usually give you an impulse followed by a correction. Then right after that correction, that's your key to enter, and that's exactly what I did here. So I'm just going to draw my support to show you where my support is. Right, so that's my support level. I added my support level because I feel like this gets to show you where the market usually, respects an area in the market that the market will always respect. Not always, but if it does happen and it breaks below structure, then I know that that's my cue to close my trade. So I feel like that is another way I can say that I'm waiting for the markets to break below structure, then I can leave that trade, or I'm waiting for a reversal pattern before I can close this trade. So my support line is very, very important. So we also have a breakout on the daily structure, which is another beautiful confirmation to me because it broke out beautifully, didn't correct. And we have another breakout on the 4-hour chart, right, which is why I took my trade. So that breakout on that 4-hour chart was the reason why I took that trade. It made it clear to me we had C leg and we have a correction for my stop loss below my correction, and I just rode with it until today. So if you guys have any questions, please leave comments down below and tell me how you guys would have traded.